Listen, man, the title of this video says it all. Because I have absolutely zero idea how Justin Gaethje beat Illia on the White House lawn. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to figure out why. And that's the reason for this video is I'm just here to talk about my opinion on why I think the main reason Illia lost this fight was. And not only lost this fight, but got absolutely battered. I mean, so bad to the point that he quit on the stool in round 4. But, I mean, I don't say that as a dig on Illia. He's one of my favorite fighters. I think he's still going to go down as one of the best fighters in UFC history. But, I mean, nobody saw this coming. Absolutely nobody. Maybe 4 fucking people on the planet saw Justin winning. But anyways, here we are because the sport is crazy. But anyways, let's get into it. And the absolute main reason I think Illia lost this fight is his mentality towards Justin. And you can tell throughout the whole build-up of this fight that he had absolutely zero respect for Gaethje. Zero respect. And look, I know his resume coming into this fight was his last 3 fights might have been one of the best resumes we've ever seen in the sport, and knocking out Alex, knocking out Max, knocking out Charles, and he's the way he approached this fight I felt was completely different. And you can see from the beginning, he's talking about he's going to knock out Justin in the first round, that there's not going to be a second or third round like this picture here. And look, I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, Jared, he said the same thing when he fought Alex and Max and Charles. Yeah, dude, I understand that. But the way he approached those fights were just completely different. He was so much more conservative. And I think it just affected his game plan so much. You could see during the fight, he just had no respect. He's walking through, he's trying to walk through Justin's shots. Obviously, they didn't work. That didn't work, but he's trying to walk through Justin's shots. He's trying to find the knockout. He wasn't utilizing his jab or his head movement or being patient. Like, that was the main thing that I saw in this fight, as it was just real shocking to see. Like, he just was looking for the knockout blow, and he almost got it to the body with the liver shot. And that's one of the main things that I took away from watching this fight too, is just the difference in how he approached Justin versus Max, particularly. And like I said, I know Max knocked out Justin. And on paper, he's a better fighter, but MMA math don't work. And when he fought Max, he was patient. Like, Max on podcast said the most dangerous thing about Illia is he gets into positions and doesn't do anything. He's patient. He waits, and then he gets back into those positions and makes you pay. And I just don't think we saw that at all versus Justin. I mean, I have some tweets that are pulled up here from the fight build-up, and he's beefing on Twitter with boxers. I mean, look at this. He's beefing with Ryan Garcia a month before his fight. Talking about, you build your name on hype, I build mine by putting legends to sleep. A month before you're fighting Justin Gaethje, you're starting shit with Ryan Garcia. He's not even in your sport. I think this is not the only boxer as well. I'm pretty sure he was arguing with going back and forth with Crawford as well. And I think he was on Aiden Ross's stream arguing with Jake Paul. So anybody but Justin Gaethje. And that just goes to show the lack of seriousness he took him with. You know what I mean? We see it here again, March 10th. He's talking about, I think this was right when the fight was announced, but he's talking about Islam. He talks about Justin a little bit at the end here, and then Justin Gaethje appeared. Like, he didn't even expect him to be Patty. I mean, not a lot of people did. I kind of saw that coming more than this one, obviously, but yeah, a lot of people didn't even expect him to be Patty, and Illia didn't either. He was on Joe Rogan talking about how badly Patty's going to beat Justin. And so it just goes to show that, how easy Illia thought this was going to be. And obviously it didn't turn out that way. And, Justin said in the build-up that once it goes past round 2 or 3, and he drags him into deep waters, he's going to be like, oh shit, I didn't knock him out in the first round. And that seems like that's exactly what happened. We could see in the fight Illia start to fatigue, and then come round 3, getting dropped bad. And it just killed his confidence. Like, another thing I wanted to talk about going into this fight too is when this fight was first booked, and even the first press conference, there wasn't any tension between Illia and Justin. They kind of seemed to respect each other both. I know Justin doesn't really start shit with any other fighter, like, leading up to his fights. He said multiple times, I think in an interview before, that he doesn't really talk shit anymore, compared to earlier in his career. So I don't know if Illia just manifested this drama between them two in order to give himself motivation to fight Gaethje. And I'm not saying he wasn't motivated to fight Justin. I'm just saying that this is just like a weird thing for him to get amped up about, and especially since Gaethje was taken out of context, because in that original interview he's talking about he understands why his wife left, not talking bad about his ex-wife, but that's besides the point. And then we get to the press conference, and Illia is visibly wild up the entire time, and so bad to the point where he's shoving Gaethje at a face-off. I know he shoved Paddy before and things like that, but it was just kind of uncharacteristic to kind of see Illia emotional and angry at Gaethje. And that leads me to my next point. The real reason Illia lost this fight. Because of one man. No, but seriously. Hoke was under his skin too. Like, it was just very uncharacteristic. It wasn't like Illia to see him like that at a press conference, all wild up. Usually he's dialed in, he's focused, he's talking about how he's going to knock out his opponent in the first round, but Hoke got under his skin bad, and you can see Gaethje got under his skin bad, and these were the clues that the people who knew, the 4 people that picked Justin, they knew, man. They saw these clues, and they're like, oh, yeah, of course. How could you not pick Justin to win this fight? So with that being said, brings me to my next point, and what's next for Illia after this, right? And it's funny looking at Josh Hogan at my screen, so I'm going to go on the next, but, it seems like he's pretty humble in his defeat. Like I said, this is just the amount of shit he's talked and talking shit to other bots. This is just the worst thing to happen to him, as far as ego and mindset. And no one's gonna forget that this happened until his next fight. And the internet is just letting him have it, especially the Dagestani fans. Like, you guys are going after him pretty bad. But Justin, congratulations. You said you leave your mark on my face, and you did. You took the sight from my right eye in the first round, which is crazy. I think an uppercut landed in the first round that took his eyesight away. And by the end of the second, from my left too, no excuses. I had one of the best camps in my life. I came in sharp, prepared, and ready. Last night was your night. That's the nature of this game. Glory and pain walk side by side. I'll heal, I'll rest, and I'll return stronger, wiser, and far more dangerous. And trust me, the story between us is far from over. We will have our rematch. Look, sorry, buddy, you're not getting a rematch with Justin Gaethje. I mean, look, there's no point to run that rematch, I think, because 99 out of 100 times I think Illia beats Justin Gaethje, and I don't think Gaethje even takes that fight. So back to the prelims, kid. No, I'm just kidding. But because I don't think that rematch is on the table, what do I think is the best case scenario for Illia for his next fight? And that is none other than Paddy Pimblett. Look, man, this fight would be an absolute banger. At least the lead up to the fight would be all-time press conferences. It would be so good. And that was one of the reasons when Paddy lost. In hindsight, I guess you can take something good out of Justin beating Illia, is when Paddy lost, I was like, damn, there's no way that Paddy's going to fight Illia now. But now that Illia lost, we can finally make this fight. And this is contingent on BSD beating Paddy beating BSD. And I believe Paddy is probably going to get that one done. But If he doesn't, then we have to talk about some other matchups. But to this point, right now, I think this is the next matchup for Illia to make. So what's next for the champ, Justin Gaethje? Man, I will say, as shocked as I was, so happy. As an American, I'm so happy for Justin Gaethje because, man, I was talking to my brothers during this fight, and I was saying I think they're gonna make a documentary on this. It's just the one of the craziest upsets in sports history, and like I said, crazy. But I think Justin's best choice right now is here. No, all jokes aside, I really do think that that Justin should retire. Look, he can take a seat right next to Dustin Poirier here, and we've got Colby Covington on the left, Ronda Rousey right here. No, I'm just kidding. I think his best option would be to retire. I think he's done everything he's needed in this sport. I think this win easily puts him in at least the top 15 of all time, maybe top 10. But like I said, what a career Justin Gaethje's had. I really hope he does go with this route. But in case he does not, what would be next for Justin Gaethje? And hear me out when I say this, okay? Holy shit. Why not, dude? Who the fuck cares anymore, man? Conor, he's been gone for too long. If Conor McGregor beats Max Holloway, because I'm almost 100% certain that Max is going to beat Conor. But after this fight, I have no fucking idea, man. I have no fucking clue. If Conor McGregor beats Max Holloway in July, why not make this matchup? Gaethje's last fight, maybe Conor's, depending on what happens. Maybe don't even have it for a belt. Maybe just have it at 170. But I think this fight would be an absolute banger. And like I said, it'd be hard to justify jumping Armin or Charles but if the UFC is good at one thing, it's fucking over Armin Tsarukyan. So let's get it done. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching my first video. Please like and subscribe. It would help me out a lot. And let me know what you guys think about these matchups and what you would do differently. Peace.